Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our online class. This is section ME1A2. Thank you for gracing our online class today. So you have here shout out sa mga Zente sa ME1A2. So actually, we're on the last three topics for our finals. So we are on topic 28, and let me share to you my screen. Why can't I share my screen? Share screen. Let's wait for a bit. I can see the slide share. Tapos na pala tayo. So we have here on topic 28. This is on our Google Classroom. As you can check it out. I already posted all the slide shares, all the presentations for every topic until 32. And we only have three more topics to go. So basically this week we will finish all the topics so that we can have a time for your upcoming final examination. Finals na tayo, guys. Bring it on. So today we'll be having our discussion about theme, symbols, and motifs. But here in our Google Classroom, it states motifs, themes, and symbols. And of course, ano ba ang the difference of the three? Let's say theme, symbols, and motif. So you need to check out our recorded videos so that all the comments on the YouTube video is part of your activity. So we have here theme. When I say theme, themes are found everywhere. It could be on literature, on art, stories, or it can be on movies. So the theme of a fable is moral. The theme of parable is to teach, and the theme of a piece of literature is its view about life and how people behave. So that is basically the theme. So every literature, every art piece should have a theme. So it's important that this what do you call it with art, because literature is a kind of art, should have a theme. It's really a consensus that one thing or what an artwork should have a theme. Dili pwedeng walay theme ang isa ka-art. So the main idea or message of a literary work. So now, when I say theme, it is defined as the main idea or the message of a literary work. It is universal truth. It is not only true to you, but also true to all. So a significant statement a story is making about society, human nature, or the human condition. Statement a story is making about. It's a significant because it does not only talk about one story, but it talks about a lot of stories that are the same. The theme is not the subject of the work. It is an insight about life or human nature. Basically, because yes, it's not the subject because the subject or the focus of the work is not the theme. It can be the author, which is the subject, or the object that is depicted on the artwork or in a literature. Theme there gives us an insight. We say insight, learnings or learning on that specific thing. When you read, when you have viewed or seen that kind of artwork, diba? So it gives us a realization about life or human nature. That is the theme. So bear in your mind when I say theme, it will focus on the idea. Idea. The word is idea or theme. Stated theme or expressed directly. stated. We say so we have types of theme, stated theme or implied theme. So again, stated theme is expressed directly. Directly. So when I say directly from sa ako teacher to you student, that is directly. Or the other person involved, just the two of you. When I say implied, revealed gradually through other literary elements such as plot, character, setting, point of view, imagery, figures of speech, or symbolism. The thing that kayo would trigger us to, unsa kay hinihitabo? That is now implied. Okay? When you read something, when you watch something, or when you seen something, dali siya makita ng theme. But it is a process, no? It's a gradual. Dili fast ang fast pacing, but it's a gradual because of the elements or literary elements. Diba? Plot, ay, basta yung akaban ako, this is a cliche type of story because I can see this one in the Filipino setting. After ani, o lagi ni siyang, o yan, ano? So that's why it's called cliche, kay kabol na kadaan sa mitabo. But they say implied, no? Need to really kanang tanaon din mo kunti-kunti mo din mo siya sa kay ay sa book, no? Unsa kay ang theme? That's why some of the stories or some of the literature or art pieces has a mix of themes. Ano sa kay theme ano? No, you will really wonder what is the central idea. Next. So what is the purpose of the theme? So we're talking about more about themes and we haven't had a discussion about purpose. So when I say purpose, as an understanding of the theme is dependent upon one's experience of life and literature. Yet, theme in literature can enlarge one's understanding of life. So understanding, the word there is understanding. The theme will never completely explain the story, but yun, narinig ba? Kindly mute your microphone, cadets. But rather supports all of other elements in the story. Will never completely explain the story because theme is just an element or part of the story. It's just to understand the story better. Mura ang work or purpose sa theme. Just to understand the story better. So if walay theme in an art or literature, we would not decipher or understand what is the story all about. No, kaya wala may scope. So more na siya. When say enlarge, it will broaden your perspective. Ayan. Common themes in literature. So we have now from the definition, from the purpose of the theme, we have now common themes. When can we say that that is a theme in literature? The quest of immortality is number one. The quest of immortality. Grabe ka deep. So the individual's relationship with an obligation to society. That now we have character versus society. The character or the main character in a specific literature versus the society, which is can be a problem, no, which the character has been facing along the story or the literature. Marketing character versus the self. So, ang character mismo na ay what? There is a problem about his or herself. No. The individual's journey to understand him or herself. Or it could be character versus nature. Again, character, society, self, and nature. So it's an individual's relationship with and obligation to nature. So we have here character versus nature. The nature, no, that we are living. So from self, nature, and society. When I say society, The external factors. So those were the themes in literature. How justice and injustice are decided. When can we say that there is justice, and when can we say that there is injustice? That is a common theme. What is meant to be a hero or anti-hero? What it means to be a hero. What kind of theme is that? Is it character versus society, character versus self, character versus nature?
Character versus
Character, ma'am.
Hmm. Character
character versus
versus
society.
oh,
Society.
ayun. So what it means to be a survivor, how to survive in this cruel world. Sorry, and mga questions. An individual's experience with alienation or despair. Ayun. What kind of theme is this? Character versus society, character versus self, or character versus nature? An individual's experience with alienation or despair. Which is which?
Character versus
Character
Character
versus
versus
or
self.
society.
Yes, no? It could be
self,
self.
ma'am.
It could be self or what? Self or society. No, it depends on the literature that is being portrayed. No? What the future holds. Ayun. Love and hate and effects of it. Love and hate daw. So these are just common themes under the major themes, or what they call it, major, yeah, this one. Mo ni ang importante gud sa character. This is the, kumbaga, these are the three things, is three themes, kaning character versus society, self, and nature, are the major. But we say this one, mo ni siya karon ang, dito ana gid siya ng nakalimot ko sa kuan natin. But they say mo na karon basic or something ana. Na di siya basic ang word. It's in my tongue na dili na ko mastorya. But yeah, anyway, mo to siya. These are the, what it calls one, pinaka one ng mga examples. Unlike this one, the major and the minor in a long word. So from themes, we have also symbolism. So the practice of representing things by means of symbolism, or attributing symbolic meanings or significance to objects, events, or relationship. That is symbolism. So in other words, symbolism can be a person, place, thing, or idea that stands for something else. They are used deliberately to reinforce meaning. Use deliberately to reinforce. So when we say reinforce, what? To give a strong force or strong hold about, a strong meaning about the subject of that literature. For example, a sword may be a sword and also symbolize justice. Ayon. So a symbol may be said to embody an idea, to embody an idea. That is symbolism. Like the character, or the main character in the story about Jago is using a sword. What do you think is the meaning of the sword being used by Jago in the story? Again. So dapat yung ginagamit nila, no, mo nang gitong symbolism, because it attributes what? Significant relationship to the whole story, no? Do you get it? Am I making sense?
Yes,
Hello.
ma'am.
Okay, good. So a symbol may have more than one meaning, or its meaning may change from the beginning to the end of a literary work. Again, no, it has more than one meaning, or it can be the meaning can change from the beginning to the end of literary work. So it can be that in the first part of the story, it has a good attribution. No, it has depicted positive image, but on the later part, no, on the latter part, on the ending of the story, it has changed into a negative one. Yung connotation na change. So we have now types. No, we have personal, contextual, cultural, and universal. When we say personal, a meaning uniquely associated with our experiences because it's personal, di ba? You own that kind of experience. That's why it's called personal. But they say contextual, a private meaning created by an author. Context, from the word context, from certain piece of literature. That's why it was contextual. Third is cultural, so a meaning uniquely influenced by our culture, from the word culture, cultural. And universal, a meaning that is given to a thing by most people and culture. So it is existent not only on us, for us, Filipinos, but it is universal because people of different culture also has the same kind of meaning. Gets? So we have personal, contextual, cultural, and universal. Please remember that. And lastly, when we say motifs. So from themes, dito sunod gani, symbolism, and we also have now the last one, which is the motif. So a recurring image, word, phrase, or action that tends to create unity within a literary work. Sometimes the motif helps to create the theme in literature. A motif differs from a theme in that it can be expressed as a single word or fragmentary phrase, while a theme usually must be expressed as a complete sentence. So, kumbaga, if it's in a sentence form, if you are reading something rather, you're reading a story baka, this motif can be seen in just a single word. Single word, isa lang ka word. But this theme actually is incomplete sentence, no? Dili siya pwedeng word ang theme. Kaya di ba, kasi mo sa theme, dapat mo siya i-internalize ang iyang istorya so that you can have a theme. But the motive here is different. It's just an action meant to create something from this literary work. But always consider that when they say motives, motive or motives, no, it helps create theme. We have here example. Below is a short list of common literary motifs. There are many more, no? So these are just examples. Death, supernatural adversaries, extraordinary animals in wishes, magical objects, magical powers, deep sleep, witches, trickery, illness, consequences of rape, flower, plants, beautiful princess, foolish, or dim-witted hero. Well, these are just examples of motives. Again, no, well, what are the difference of motive and um, theme? A theme should be internalized first. You need to read first the context of it so that you can create a theme. But the motive is something that what? Kung, kung ang motive of theme, di ba, so it should be hand in hand. So, ang motive now, ang theme, di kuha, ano siya, makakuha ka og motive kung naana pud kay theme. Ingana siya. Diba? So, actually, they are hand in hand in a literary work. So you have now the theme. You can directly associate that one into a motif, no, and put it into a single word, or it could be a phrase. Let's just is an example here in our list, no. Na siya can be a word or a phrase. Again, the motif will create the theme, or other way around. Motif again, example, kanang it's just a one word that will generalize the concept of a literary work. Did you get my point? Hello, am I making sense here? Hello, people on earth. Ayun. Hello, people. So that ends our discussion. That is theme, symbols, and motifs. No, and you need to comment down on our what it called YouTube video. What is the difference of motive and theme in your own understanding? So that we will have a discussion on the comment section. Hello? That ends our discussion. Any question? Hello? Ba't may parang
So for mom.
Ayun. So that ends our discussion today. Thank you for listening and have a good day.